I was stealing from my parents. I was using drugs and drinking alcohol uncontrollably. My life was miserable. I was of no use to anybody in my life, and I didn't know what to do anymore.
I put my parents through constant misery and hell even. Lying, cheating, manipulating, stealing, whatever it was to get that next fix, it didn't matter to me.
Staying out late, getting in trouble, all sorts of trouble, and just being an absolute misery to my parents.
I didn't just drink and drug because I was excited. I didn't just drink and drug because I was sad. I'd gotten to the point where I lost the power of choice. I drank and drug because I was awake.
I hated the man that I had become. My drug use and alcohol use had taken me to the bottom of the scale, and I had absolutely no way out other than to consume alcohol and drugs to the point that I couldn't feel, I couldn't think, I couldn't act.
Pretty much went out to a party when I was 18 and I woke up when I was 32. I don't remember much of it. I remember I was married in that time. I have a 9-year-old son today, and I missed my whole son's life because of drugs and alcohol.
I get to the Granite House, and the guys there and the staff there and the community there really helped change my life.
My life today is entirely different than what it once was, and that's all thanks to the Granite House.
Really transformed my life, and about a year later, I'm still sober.
The Granite House saved my life, 100%.
If I hadn't come to the Granite House, I truly believe that I would be in a prison cell or I would be in a cemetery. That's what the Granite House has showed me. Hope, love, support, freedom.
Through this program, today life is beyond my wildest dreams. It really is. Like, I had nothing before I came up here. Nothing at all. And now I'm employable. I can be a good son, a good boyfriend. I can show up for the people in my life. I could be a good father today. And now I have my son back in my life, and I have all those people back in my life through this program.
My name's Eric Spofford. I'm the Chief Executive Officer of the Granite House. The Granite House is an extended care program for young adult men from the ages of 18 to 35. We provide a 3-phase program of reintegration back into life, mainstream society, and providing the resources needed to be a sober, successful young man. The despair, the hopelessness of drug addiction, the pain caused to the families, the frustration, not knowing where to turn, the troubles across the board that this disease causes needs a long-term solution.
I started fighting this disease about 10 years ago. I went to a facility in Florida, and there was something that just wasn't right. I'd go through a 28-day program, and the safety of the walls, as soon as I got back out, I immediately went back to drinking. And I wanted to go into a program, long-term sober living program, and I came up to Derry, New Hampshire, to the Granite House. My life has completely changed around, dove headfirst into the big book, and it truly has saved my life. I can't even begin to count the amount of blessings that I've gotten since I've been at the Granite House.
Today, after being through the program and after being shown this true solution in the 12 steps, I no longer suffer from that obsession to use.
They introduced me to the 12 steps, and through the 12 steps, I found freedom from the misery.
The philosophy of the Granite House revolves around the 12-step program. By immersing these young men in the 12 steps and surrounding them by a community of our staff, our alumni, and the local recovery community that is living recovery at the highest level, it shows these guys firsthand what it's like to recover. And not just maintain sobriety, not just maintain abstinence from drugs and alcohol, but to live life to its fullest potential, to live a life of excellence.
As a result of working these steps, my life today is amazing. I have a great job, I have a great life, great friends, and I have fun in sobriety. And I didn't think that was possible for the longest time. At the Granite House we do all kinds of great stuff. We go rock climbing, go to play basketball, football, whatever, you name it.
The most important thing to me was they showed me that I could still have fun in sobriety, because that was my biggest fear getting sober, was that life was going to be boring, life was going to be lame.
On top of the 12-step clinically supported program of 3 phases throughout the Granite House, it's also so important to show these guys how to have fun. The biggest misconception I had as a young drug addict getting sober at the age of 21 is that there wasn't going to be any fun. What am I going to do? What is my life going to look like? You know, I had this idea that without drugs and alcohol, everything was going to be boring. It's so important we show these guys how to have fun. We go on activities and trips and play sports and go skiing and focus on exercise and nutrition and encompassing a mind-body-spirit approach.
When I was in the Granite House, we went to Sports Zone once a week, and we played basketball. We had a blast. I mean, I felt like I was a kid again. We're running around, having a good time, and you know, again, just being guys, just doing what I used to do when I was a kid and couldn't do due to my drug addiction.
When I first came up to the Granite House, they told us they were taking us on a ski trip. And at first, like, I'm from Pennsylvania, we got snow in Pennsylvania, and I had the best time of my life, and you know, it was real fun. It really was. And like, I can do stuff like that today because, you know, like, I didn't get sober to be miserable, and that's what the Granite House has showed me. Like, I can do fun activities and, you know, have the best time of my life.
While I was at the Granite House, we went on a snowboarding trip that was a truly phenomenal experience. I hadn't been snowboarding sober in a long time, and needless to say, I was a little better at it sober than I was when I was using. It was truly an unbelievable experience. The fellowship and brotherhood that was alive in that house was truly amazing. I made lifelong friends and relationships that, you know, were stronger than any of the friends that I had back home.
The major thing that helped me the most in the Granite House was the fellowship, the friendship, the bonds I made with people. I mean, I made friendships in this house that today are stronger than people that I know since kindergarten, kids that I grew up with.
The community at the Granite House is amazing. You know, the staff here is amazing, but it's really the alumni and the community here at the facility that has been here for a little while that is where so much of the power and the magic comes from. You know, one young man a little further down the road showing another young man that things are okay, that a life without drugs and alcohol and a life in an extended care program can be fun, and they can recreate their life, and that there's hope. There's light at the end of the tunnel for them.
I am truly grateful for the Granite House for helping me find a solution, because without this program and the people who changed my life here, I don't know where I'd be.
For 15 years, I didn't draw a sober breath. It went beyond sobriety for me. I found a life worth living.
You know, today, I'm a far different man than when I walked in the door.
I'm forever grateful for what I learned at the Granite House.
Enjoying life on a sober level is just unreal.
If you're seeking help for yourself, or you're the family member or loved one of an addict, it's so important to understand the disease of addiction and know, truly know, that they're not bad guys trying to get good. They're sick guys trying to get well, and they need the support. They need the support of their families, treatment providers, and the recovery community to do so.
It's just awesome. It really is. It's awesome. Get to see my 9-year-old for like the first time in 7 years. You know, that's just amazing. It really is. It's a blessing, you know, what this program could do for you and what it did for me, as long as I took suggestions and did the work.
Guys, if you're considering seeking treatment options, please give us a call. Pick up the phone right now. I got sober from heroin addiction and alcoholism at the age of 21. Everyone here is in recovery, and we understand, we get it. I understand the pain, the anxiety, and the fear of making that decision to get into a treatment program or continue your treatment into a program like the Granite House. And what I'd have to tell you is that why give up everything for one thing when you can give up one thing and get everything? With recovery, you live a life second to none. Sobriety and freedom is amazing. Restore your relationships with your families. Get back to school, get back to work. Restore your relationships with your friends, and really recreate your life into something worthwhile. If you're the loved one or a family member of someone suffering with addiction, please call us now. Our admissions department is available 7 days per week. The Granite House is the premier extended care facility for young adult men. We provide the structure, accountability, 12-step involvement, clinical services, life skills, and fun and sobriety to provide them with everything they need to recreate their life. We're only a phone call away, and please pick up the phone.